We're looking at a Ford clutch pack on a Ford 4R70W automatic transmission. This is the Ford clutches. The transmission had no forward gear. It had reverse gear. These clutches are always engaged anytime it's in a forward gear. So we're going to take this down, pull these out, take a look at these clutches and see what they look like. Going to remove the snap ring first. It's just a matter of getting a hold to it. Then you've got a plate that sits on top. You can see the shape of that plate. You know, that sits on top. Fiber clutch. And if you'll notice on this fiber clutch, you look at this side of it, you see cuts in the fiber clutch that allows fluid to stay in there. And this one is completely smooth, so it is burnt. And another steel. And another fiber. Same way. Another steel and another fiber. The little blue right there on that steel shows it is burned a little bit. Could be warped. That's why it's a good thing to change both of them whenever you do this. Clutch is burnt. Keep bringing them on out. Now I can turn this over and dump them all out. Just trying to show you how they come out for people that don't know. Same way they'll go back in. Little blue there. Not bad looking though for burned clutches. This clutch looks a lot worse. And then we have another plate down at the bottom. Oh, this is the steel ring. Hadn't got to the plate yet. And then we have a wavy washer. You're going to see it's a little bit different than the other ones. It doesn't have teeth all the way around. And you can see that that's a wavy washer right there. And what that does is keep the tension on those whenever it compresses. This should actually be under that one. And then you have a final steel heavy plate that's sitting on top of the piston. I'm going to pull this out of the hole there. And you can see I can just dump that out. I could have dumped them all out like that to be able to look. And that's the way that sits on there. So this is the way that hooks together. Now this is a blind piston. And if I apply air to this system, up in these holes between these two Teflon rings up in here, then that piston should apply. But it's a blind system, so I bought a tool. I bought it from Walmart. I saw this tool, and they ranged anywhere from $190 for the same tool, and actually I bought this one on Walmart for $88. So you can, this hooks into where the snap ring goes just by bringing it in here like this and compressing the springs together, slip it down inside and let it catch in the grooves. When it catches in the grooves, then you can adjust these to set down on the spring, which we've got to compress and remove a snap ring. So, now I've seen some videos where they were showing this tool, but I haven't seen one where anybody was actually using the tool. Now, all I'm doing is screwing this down, and you can see this part up here that I'm turning, and this screws this down, compresses this spring that's down here so I can take it off with a pair of snap ring pliers. So we've got to relieve the pressure. What you got to do is make sure that it's going down well, and I'm after this snap ring that's sitting right in here. Now most snap rings like that will take a pair of pliers that look just about like this. These aren't quite long enough to get down inside there and catch that snap ring. So I'm just using a regular pair of snap ring plier to release that ring and bring it on up out of the hole. And that snap ring comes out. Then I can back the pressure off of the spring that's holding the clutch in. And you can see that's a pretty good sized spring that's in there. It's still got tension on it. But once I get it to that point and all the tension is off of it, then all I got to do is compress these sides, remove this tool, and there comes the spring and the keeper out, and then I'm ready to go down in here and pull the piston out. Pulling the piston out, when I look at it, why it wouldn't apply, there it is. This is hard, and these two pieces have broken out of it. Matter of fact, there's one piece of the O-ring laying on the top right there, and another piece laying right there. And air, the fluid is shooting by this O-ring whenever it tries to apply the clutch. And so therefore it won't have a forward gear because these just got old and hard. All I need to do is remove these, clean all this stuff up, replace the O-rings, new clutches, new steels, and we're ready to go again on this forward clutch.